Bonjour et bienvenue. Welcome to Aidan Eyewitness. I first came here to Paris to do a summer course in French language and modern art after my first year at university. It was supported by a grant from Stockport Metropolitan Borough Council in the days when they gave money for educational trips abroad. It was my first experience of living in a big city in another country, and it got me thinking then as now, are there any similarities between Manchester and Paris? Not many, you would think, but there are a few. Both have a city surrounded by a large conurbation. Greater Manchester region, just over 1,200 square kilometres, 3 million people. Défense, 12,000 square kilometres and over 12 million people. Both have a cathedral that was damaged and partly reconstructed. Both have a circular road, Manchester's Mancunian Way and Inner Relief Road, which doesn't give me very much inner relief very often. And Paris's Boulevard Périphérique, more of a crazy Le Mans 24-hour road race than a traditional boulevard. What else? I'm struggling. But there are a few things that Paris has that Manchester doesn't have. These things, I think, could or would make Manchester into a proper major European and world city. The first thing, to my mind, a city is not a true city without a metro or underground railway. Yes, Manchester has trams and they're good. Paris, like London, also has trams, but only in the outer suburbs. There are early plans for a Manchester Underground Railway, and I look forward to walking down the steps into the station and travelling on it. Next, Manchester needs a landmark building or structure. Paris has this one. You may have seen photos of it. Locals hated it at first. I'm not sure if they called it soulless or hideous, but it's now regarded as one of the most beautiful landmarks in the world, radiating the soul of Paris and France. What has Manchester got? Don't answer that. Third, a viewing platform. It doesn't have to be in a landmark building. Paris has one in its most hated building, the Tour Montparnasse. What else? Manchester needs to make more out of its river. It needs riverside roads, or at least walkways, like the Quai in Paris, the quays in Dublin. Manchester has Quay Street, but no proper quays. There are plans for walking and cycling routes along the river linking to other areas. But could the view ever be as grand as from the Quai des Grands Augustins? One difference between Paris and Manchester is that the historic central area along the river has been largely kept free of modern buildings. It's like a time capsule with photogenic and painterly views in all directions. In Manchester, there's a mix of new and old side by side, though, as in Paris, taller buildings have been sited mostly outside the historic centre, for instance in the Jackson Street area and in Collier's Yard across the river in Salford. In Paris, the modern buildings are sited at La Défense, to the west of Paris. Are there any traces of Manchester in Paris, like streets named after Manchester? I don't think so. And what about Paris in Manchester? Well, there is a place called Belle Vue, beautiful view. And I wonder, are there any people who watch my channel living in Paris? Are there any other things Paris has got that Manchester hasn't got and should have? Please comment. To get here from Manchester, it's very easy and not too expensive. Ryanair to Beauvais, that's the one I took, or EasyJet to Charles de Gaulle. There's no direct bus nowadays, and there's no direct train. The Eurostar never materialised. So, to sum up, set against some of my Paris-Manchester images, here are 4 things Manchester needs if it is to become what people call a world city. In my opinion. Let me know yours. Number 1, a big prominent landmark that will become world famous. A scaled up version of the Tower of Light perhaps, or something even more striking. Number 2, a metro or underground railway. Well, that seems now to be in the pipeline. Number 3, a dedicated publicly accessible viewpoint. Viewing platform or observation deck, like in other big cities around the world. Number 4, the river fully utilised as a central feature of the city, with continuous riverside walkways and cycle paths. I'm going to continue my walk around Paris, revisiting some of my favourite places, and for videos about Paris, very interesting and quirky, and other places across Europe, I recommend the Tim Traveller. So I hope you like this pop-up video. It's a bit different from the usual ones, but as I was in Paris, I thought I would make it. So, all that remains for me to say is à bientôt à Paris et à Manchester.